Morning. I've seen a bunch of recent posts on American $2 bills and how strange people think they are. Anyway, then I had a video that I didn't make, but I posted about Canadian language, and some of that distinctiveness comes around money. So I thought I'd do a little video on Canadian money for my American friends, and know of some points to bring up with each bill, and know of some good sources of information. And if you want a better look at some of these bills and coins that are available from the link I will include with this video. It's a link from the Bank of Canada that makes and prints all these things legally and knows about all of the issues and concerns around counterfeiting and so on. Anyway, this is a dollar. You will notice it's a coin, not a bill. Our $1 units have been a coin since 1987. I remember purchasing something for the early days that I was in high school that fall. And it wasn't just purchasing a dollar, but using a dollar to give to the teacher that here I am giving you one of these new coins, and thinking it kind of a fuzzy thing. Now, on this side, you might notice that there's a loon on the front here of this gold coin. And again, that's sort of why I will include a link, because I don't think I can make the picture any better than I have it now. So anyway, but believe me, on this side there's a loon, and I point that out because this $1 coin gets the nickname the Loonie for that reason. And so yeah, we're all a little crazy in Canada in the first place, but we're not loony for just being crazy. We're loonies for having loons on the front of our dollar coins and calling them loonies. And this is a coin worth $2. We use them quite regularly. We use them across the country. They're $2 units. You can see that the outside edge is silver, and there's a gold circle in the middle. It's got a polar bear on it. Again, I'll include a link for better views of these things. But anyway, and this one is worth $2. And when this one is called a loonie, this one gets the nickname the Toonie. So we have loonies and toonies that are distinct Canadianisms talking about our money. Now, when they first came out, which I understand, having done a little research for this video, it was in 1996. You used to hear a lot of stories about people putting them in their freezer that they could take the center portion out. I haven't heard about that in a long time, so they must have done something with the design to make sure you couldn't do that. But that was the first challenge that people had, trying to remove the center portion of this interesting coin. And as I'm saying, they really are quite useful. I can't quite imagine just having dollars. I mean, you put the two together and you've got $3 right in my hand here, 1 and 2. You have 2 2s and the loonie. You've got $5 in coins, and not so many coins. I don't know, it cuts down so much on needing the individual units so many times. I don't understand how it is the 2s didn't take off more in the U.S. Anyway, mentioning having $5 from 2 toonies and a loonie, that brings me to the $5 bill. Banknotes in Canada are made of plastic polymer, so it's not even exactly paper. It would be hard to tear if I could. I really can't. There's a hologram security feature at this one end. There are in all the bills. You can perhaps see that the bill is blue, and this is Prime Minister of Canada, Sir Wilfrid Laurier, who was Prime Minister of Canada from 1896 to 1911. I believe he died in 1919, which was the same year that Justin Trudeau's father, Pierre, was born. So we've got lots of connections to 1919 and prime ministers. Anyway, the back of this blue $5 bill is a feature on the Canadian space arm when the shuttle astronauts go up into space. It's a Canadian arm that they use to be outside and do their construction projects and things. So that's a proud Canadian aspect of contributions in space. And this is the $5 bill. Now, the most recent 10 I don't have. Most recent 10 actually functions this way and has a picture of Viola Desmond, a local pioneer in the civil rights movement for blacks in Canada, who has been excluded, I think, from a theater in Halifax, Nova Scotia. But anyway, she's on the most recent 10, which I don't have. This is Prime Minister Sir John A. Macdonald, who was the very first Prime Minister of Canada in 1867, and then did another term after those few years. So in fact, our very first Prime Minister was Prime Minister again at another time. You'll notice the hologram again. This back of this 10 features a train called the Canadian, and this is a $10 bill. You'll notice that it's purple in color. I believe the newest 10s have also retained the purple color, but as I say, they run this away and are the one bill that does that, the newest 10s. Anyway, so pointing out that whatever the U.S. is waiting on for delays to bring out Harriet Tubman on whatever denomination, she's to come out on the Canadians have beat the Americans to a female on the a Canadian currency bill. Not this one, but they really have. Anyway, the next one I happen to have is a 20. This is fairly modern picture of Queen Elizabeth on the front. And on the back, the monument at Vimy Ridge is featured on the $20 bill. I don't have either 50s or 100s, but 50s are red and feature the musical ride on them after years. And 100s are brown. I haven't seen them very often at all, but have. And I don't know if I've ever had the privilege to actually possess one. I don't think so. But anyway, these are a little bit of Canadian currencies and the different colors. I know some folks in the U.S. like to call it monopoly money for that sort of reason. But you can easily identify one from the other. There are some access features, including Braille on these notes, that you can differentiate that way. Just lots of good things about Canadian money, and you know about loonies and toonies. So that adds a little bit to your English language experience from Canada. So I hope you find this little video as instructive as you might find it amusing. It's meant to be not too terribly serious, and as I say, I will include a link so that you get a better look at some of the details of these things. I couldn't make my picture as clear as I would like to on these kinds of things, but they've got some really nice clear videos and look and the possibility to examine the bills and things quite closely. And I hope you might enjoy doing. Have a great day, guys. Bye for now.